Oh, hi there, big boys, and welcome to aim no marginal rain marginal. I don't know if that's how it's meant to be pronounced or what's going on, but yeah, this is a visual novel game from maybe the developers of Narcissu. I don't know. Tomo Kataoka. I'm butchering everything here. My point is, apparently this game should be quite good. So let's give it a go. It's only in 4x3. Which is a shame. Oh, what? I clicked the start button. What? Okay, I see. Go click, I think. Prologue. Right. Let's go into the prologue of Aim No Marginal, Rain Marginal. Rain. Good start. Falling from a white sky, small drops of water, raindrops. I'm going to have to do a lot of speaking in this one, aren't I? This is good. Okay, the sky had for this time never once cleared. The sun during the day, the moon at night, neither had ever shown their faces. I'm not a huge fan of visual novels or anime anymore. I used to be a sort of fan, not a big fan, but a sort of fan. But not so much now, so maybe this will be the one to get me back into it. Probably not, but you know, yesterday, a few days before, a few years before, it had always been raining. Okay, bit of an odd grammatical thing there. Surely tomorrow, the day after, a year later, it will also be rainy. Something that would never stop, an endless rain. Yes. Stage Nana, 2010 to 2014. Weird that, I don't say 2014, I say 2014. Don't say 2010. In the midst of that, I put my feet into the river like I always did. It wasn't particularly cold, the water only came up to my ankle or knees. The art's quite good, it's quite good quality. There was no chance of drowning, even if you drowned you wouldn't die from it. And this floor, there wasn't a place where it there wasn't a place where it started, nor was there a shore downriver. Well, that can't be true. In all directions it was all horizons, it was a river of no end. My aim was far downriver, my destination was there. Before getting to that place would take many, many years, but now I could reach it in an instant. That's good. Soon I reached my destination. In the middle of the river, a large pit opened, making a roaring sound. It swallowed the things that had wandered into this world. Most likely it was there to return things to the real world. I think this place was the exit from this world. I had no proof, sadly there was no way to find out, and I had long lost the will to try. However, only the place was. It was the one place in the world that was connected to the outside world. What are they going on about? That person, he seems to be doing well. Visible fainting within the hole was... well, visible fainting. Visible faintly within the hole was the image of that person. It seems that he had lost his memory of this place and returned to his daily life without trouble. Even if he were to forget about me, to me he was only proof of my existence I could leave in the real world, much better than leaving only tears. Just like this endless rain, let this memory be my nourishment for eternity. I couldn't be a voice actor or something. I read lines and I get bored. I much prefer to read it in my head, I think. Monday, prologue. Also not very good at pronouncing words fast speed. Problem is I tend to speed my pronunciation of words to the point where it sounds a bit odd. Burning, sunlight, and the voices of cicadas. I don't know. Even though it was early morning, the sky after the end of the rainy season was almost tragically clear. Today was Monday. The time was 5:47 AM and 20 seconds. That's very precise. The beginning of the most depressing day of the week. I had long hated Mondays, and that remains unchanged even after becoming a working adult. That was why every Monday I went to the office earlier than everyone else every week. Inside the swaying train car, why would you go there early then if you hate Mondays? As it started getting hot, I headed to the office on the first train of the day. Even though it was before 6, it already seemed like it was going to be another midsummer day going against my feelings. Getting off the train and walking along a typical station front street for 5 minutes, I soon could see a mixed-use building. When I arrived, I got into the elevator. The company I work for is on the 4th floor. You know what you could do? You could basically make a sort of soundboard of me. You can make an AI of me saying words, because you've already got the data about how I'm speaking and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. As the heavy door closes, I press the button for my destination. I pressed the button for the 7th floor. My destination was on the 4th floor of my workplace, but the highest floor. Ding! A strong wind blew on the bare rooftop. There's quite a lot of actual art as well. It's not just like one bit of art with different sprites. So that's good. The morning air was a bit chilling. The other side of the high precautionary fence was a perfectly clear summer sky from the end of the rainy season. Despite it being early morning, I was soaked in sweat. Well, shall we go? Saying it to myself, so I walked towards the edge of the roof. That's right, no matter if you ran, jumped, or rolled here, you'd never fall from the roof. You could call it a safe zone. A fence that prevented falling, prevented suicide, devoted itself to defending against that, saying, I won't let you die. However, as if to find that fence's service, I put my hands onto that metal wire and climbed. Uh-oh, it's not going well here, is it? She's going to kill herself. I finished climbing the fence, accompanied by its rattling sound. Put the feet on the mere 30 centimeters worth of space on the other side. Obviously this meant that there was nothing in my way. At this point I was no longer within the safe zone. Forget about running. If I had so much as lost my balance slightly, I'd easily fall to the ground. If I jumped from here, I'd probably... No, I'd definitely die. Falling from the 7th floor, it was only natural to die. Anyone who could survive that could be counted as lucky. Sadly, my luck was only that of an average person. So, well, it was almost certain I'd die. Just one more step, simply stepping forward. With just that, everything would end. The job I hated, the depressing Monday, I'd be free of them. Right, this is getting a bit triggering for anyone who was worried about stuff like this before. So, be warned. It's a bit late now, probably, but just, you know, don't kill yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell people here. Don't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. It's bad for your health. But I couldn't do it. The reason being, it wasn't as if I wanted to die. Then I should turn right round and return to the safety within the fence, right? But that was too much hesitation. Because even though I did not want to die, I also did not want to live. It'd be wrong to say they were the same. To want to die and to not want to live. They were not the same. Similar, but not equal. Even if I were tired of living, I hadn't yet lived long enough to want to die. It was simply that they were mostly painful things, sad things, and living had become stained with taste. Okay. Whilst I was a student, things were still fine. Even if there were bad things or painful things, I could see what the cause was. No matter how much it bothered me, if I knew the cause, I just had to overcome it. Even if I couldn't overcome it, there was hope that maybe someday I could look forward. Okay. I might skip a bit, because I'm just sort of get on with it. I looked at my watch, it was 6:50 AM. Around some people stopped coming. She was up there for an hour. Okay. Without wanting to die, climbing the fence like this, an observer would probably think that it was a meaningless act. However, to me there was a little bit of meaning. To put it in words, it was insurance for the heart. If I came here wanting to die, I could do it any time. It is a way to reconfirm that and a way to maintain my heart's peace. It was a ritual to let out the damage accumulated from the numerous body blows during the day before I was knocked out. Done on the dreariest day, Monday, using every trick I knew, that was how I managed to keep on living. More than likely I'd keep on living like this for a long time. Okay. One day someone will do something about it, and if they can't, then they can kill me right now. I knew this kind of thinking was a sweet illusion that only kids were allowed to have, but even so I somehow found myself being passive. As I became an adult, the real world became more and more hollow. As I gained XP points, becoming used to things and numbness killed the freshness and strong emotions. What? Isn't that experience? Experience points. Or actually, I don't know, is it experience points? I always thought it was experience points. There was P being the P. Weird. Yeah, but then maybe not, because you get XP points. No, And originally time was supposed to be fair at all, but it was getting thinner. I'm not really sure myself whether there's wish or a complaint, a prayer or a curse. I wasn't even sure who these words were directed to. That was just one thing that was clear. As you can see, I'm a fool. Oh no. Alright, prologue complete. Right, so now we've got two different branches. I don't know if this is some sort of, if they're the choices or if they're the actual, like you could do them both. Let's go to is that elevator or is that deviator? I couldn't really read that. The next day, while rubbing my sleepy eyes, I headed to the office. Inside the train, there was just a fan that stirred around the warm air. With every station, the sweat on my back would stick to my dress shirt. What was that for? Well, while holding onto my swaying handle, I reflectively loosened my necktie. Okay. The sun was burning hot today. From the heat in the morning, it looked to be the most summery day of the year. All day today, I was supposed to be going around making sales. No, with another sigh, I headed to the office. No matter how depressing it was, there was no other alternative if it was work. The building's elevator lobby, I waited there for a while. It was around business opening time, so a fair number of people were around. Even if it meant missing one elevator, I wanted to get on one alone, because at the start of the day, being trapped with a manager or co-worker and forced to put on a polite smile was tiring. While thinking about that, I waited for the elevator. I see. It's a lady. There was a young woman I didn't recognise. For some reason, she was peering intently at my face. Well, not bad. Seemed to have a nice side, too. Bit saucy. While saying that to herself, she quickly went off someplace else. Maybe she mistook me for someone, or maybe she'd been talking to someone on a cell phone. Whatever, I should hurry up. Wasting time like this, I don't want to meet any co-workers this early. I know that feeling. In moments, the elevator arrived. I got on alone and looked at the panel of buttons. Of course, today I wasn't headed to the 7th floor, as if perfectly naturally, I reached for the 4th floor button. There I noticed something strange. Huh? 8th floor? There was a button for a floor I'd never seen before. How strange. The building had only 7 floors, so there wouldn't be a button for an 8th. I had written this numerous times, so there was no mistake. Plus, I had gone to the highest 7th floor every Monday. So I knew that a higher floor didn't exist. Maybe I made a mistake and came to the wrong building. There was also impossible. My thought flashed through my mind, but completely dismissed it. If anything inside was very Press the 8th button. Go on. As the elevator rose, I had a number of thoughts. Maybe this is some kind of prank. I couldn't see the reasoning behind it, but if that was true, it was a pretty involved prank. But then, if that weren't true, somewhere in my heart, it felt intense anticipation for something. Ding! This is quite exciting. What's going to be on behind the 8th floor door? Rain. The first thing I could hear was the sound of rain. The first thing I could see was just whiteness. Oh, importantly, just where was this? I thought for a moment that I was on the roof, but that was impossible. Just before I'd been under a blazing southern sky, all I could see were white sky and flagstones. Next to the haze from the rain, I couldn't see very far. Even though I just got on the elevator to my office, wait, the elevators. I realised that. I turned around. The elevator I just exited had disappeared. Reflexively. Is that a word? Reflexively? I'm gonna have to Google that. Reflexively. Well, wow, it is. Well, that's something I've learned now. I never heard of the word reflexively. I mean, it makes sense, I suppose. Like, you know, like a reflex, sort of automatic. Makes sense, automatically, reflective. Yeah, I looked around the area, but the same scene spread around everywhere. Even before I strained my eyes peering beyond the rain haze, all I could see was a faint right horizon. I have no idea. Already, this was beyond the realm of my comprehension. No, not just me personally. Anyone in this situation would be the same. I tried to think as calmly as I could, as realistically and objectively as possible. There are only two things I could think of. This is a dream. But it felt too real to be a dream. The scene in front of me, the feel of the rain on my skin. Then perhaps this is the afterlife. But even assuming this was the afterlife, I have absolutely no memory of when I died. Maybe that's just how it worked. I had certainly stepped into the elevator. There was a chance I had an accident there. Maybe this is how it feels to die before you realised it. Well, I don't rhyme with that. Even assuming this is the afterlife, this is how I felt. It was as if I wanted to die, but living had also been painful. Deliver me from that, please, or if you couldn't, then kill me now. It was something I keep saying to myself every Monday. Right. Okay. I wonder what's going to be happening to this lady. Looking up, I saw that pure white sky. It was unchanging, giving no indication that it would ever stop. It wasn't a downpour so much as a drizzle, but being in it constantly soaked me. At the least, let's go find a place to get out the rain. I still had no idea what this was, but there was no point staying still. Taking off my tightly tied necktie. That's awful. That is the worst sentence I've ever seen. My tightly tied necktie. I hate that. I hate that. It's really like tie, you know. I mean, it makes sense. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I just don't like it. Tightly tied necktie. I mean, how else would you say it? I'd probably just say taking off my tight necktie rather than the tightly tied necktie, because obviously it's gonna be. Anyway, I began to walk into the rainy haze. What's kicking off? So for a while, exactly how long I don't know, I continued to walk around the area. However, the same scenery just continued on without any change. Everywhere I went, the old flagstones continued. I couldn't see anything that resembled a structure. How long is this game, do you guys reckon? Because, I don't know, you know. Apparently it comes with a copy of the first Narcissu 1. That's cool. Let's have a look. Have I got that in my inventory? Oh, I have! I've got both of them! I didn't even know I did. Well, that's cool, I guess. When did I get that? I mean, I guess it must have been from this, but... Oh wait, no, they're free. I see. Alright then, never mind. Just doing stuff now. Of course, no signs of people. No, not just people. There weren't any signs of moving things at all. Oh no. When I casually looked at my watch, it stopped. What's that about? The hands continued to denote that it was still 6:40 AM, and that's the time I got into the elevator. I checked when I first got on, so there's no mistaking it, and it's also just what did it mean. While I was thinking that, I walked forward. It didn't seem like I could come up with an answer, and turning around wouldn't help. Even though I was getting soaked in the rain, it wasn't particularly cold, but to be constantly rained on was more of a psychological strain than I imagined. Yeah, makes sense. Eventually, after walking for a while, it was far so I couldn't tell clearly, but I could see something through the rain haze. At least from the time I started walking up to now, it was the first time I'd seen something that could be called a structure. Well, let's head over there then. There might be some kind of hint there, or there might be something else. Just as I was thinking that, there was something. Hello. Oh, there's a lady. Hello, Mrs. White-haired lady. Looks a bit young. Being spoken to all of a sudden, I spoke around an unfamiliar little girl. She was facing me, looking a little embarrassed. Who are you? I'm Rin. Please call me Rin. Isn't that like? I swear every anime girl is called Rin. I mean, I don't really know. I don't have much experience in this. Cheerfully, Rin, or whatever, Rin or whatever, bowed her head. Bowed. She seemed quite young, around elementary school age, perhaps. She didn't seem all that surprised to me. In fact, she seemed like a child, but she was somehow extremely calm. I felt like she was used to this mysterious place. But I couldn't help wondering why she was wearing just one shoe, with her other foot left bare. Her appearance was such a disconnect from this place that made things feel even more unsettling. I don't want to speak anymore. My mouth is overly tired. I'm just guessing, but you just arrived, right? Yeah, that's right. Hold on, more importantly, what is this place? Explaining that would take a while. Explain. For now, since we'll get wet, please come here. A bit saucy. Hey, hey. As if she didn't hear my voice, she ran off whilst making splashing sounds. I've no idea what she was. I stared at her back, wondering if I should be going with her. Whilst at the same time, hey, if you don't hurry, you're going to be soaked. Turning around the girl, and I believe she said, really energetically called to me. I didn't really feel an evil intent from her, even if there were tons of unanswered questions and doubts. Nothing could just be standing there. Coming to a decision, I followed after her. The story is fairly interesting, to be fair. I walked behind her until we arrived in front of a large building. Apparently I'd seen it from quite a distance. There were a number of stone columns. In the middle was a thing that looked like a bench. Despite there being no man-made things or anything other than the 8 flagstones up until now, to see fragments of modern civilization just as spot was also very odd. Phew, that was cold. Brushing off the rain clinging to her, she stood next to a old bench and buzzed stop signs. Apparently on this place are bits of civilization and some small traces of someone living here. Oh wow, I forgot. I left the laundry out to dry. Oh no. Saying that, Charity went to grab the laundry-like clothing. There was a rope skillfully strung between the 2 bus stop signs. Apparently she'd been drying clothes there. Dear me, why is it only a time like this that I have to hang up my underwear? Ho ho ho. She blushed heavily out in the uncharacteristically flashy underwear, and looking closer seemed to be things resembling books of manga beyond her. Why did this one spot have pieces of modern life? I couldn't even imagine the reason. However, there was something that held my attention even more. Thought there might be a chance other people were around. Maybe. Hey, could it be that you're alone? Ah, yes, once in a while someone comes through, but basically it's just me. Oh, and also the only place you don't get wet from the rain, that is the only place where the roof is here. I see, most likely it wasn't a lie, but the honest truth. I couldn't think about how lying to me would benefit her, and the girl in front of me didn't seem that kind of person. Plus, before coming here I had walked around on my own and couldn't see anything resembling a building or traces of people. That means the only ones here were the girl and myself. And just what was this place? I thought it was a dream at first, but decided against that. It all felt too real. A place I'd never seen before, an unfamiliar girl now appearing before me. It was too much to be a dream. And that just left one answer. This is the world you go after you die. The world after you die, you mean the afterlife? Yeah, even I think it's a bit unrealistic, but I can't think of anything else. Even this is where you go, you die, I have no memory whatsoever of dying. That might just be how that worked. I suppose from where we're going before you came here, probably died in an elevator accident. I don't really imagine what my real body looks like now. Climbing from the falling long distance or torn to pieces. As deadly pondered that, the girl slightly moved the map. I don't really know, but I don't think so. No, this is the real world? That's a bit off too. You got just the right thing for this. Saying that, she went on my wristwatch. Nobody's been stopped all this time. Your watch has stopped, right? Yeah, what about it? Essentially that's what it is. Huh? The place you see is a place where time has stopped. Time has stopped? Yeah, this place is completely different from the real world. A place where time stands still. I don't get it. More like I understand what the words themselves mean, but not their context. To put it concretely, here you don't get hungry and you don't age. Then you can't even die? That's right. It's like a sci-fi novel or a fable. Yes, I can understand feeling that way, but this is real. Even here and that, I can't exactly just go, oh, okay, but at the same time, I couldn't deny everything, even if I think it's all unscientific. If nothing else, the scene spread out straight in front of me, the things surrounding how I came here were all real. If I were to believe this girl's words, then this place is like a room for soul and time, just like in Dragon Ball, a separate dimension when one day became here. Wait, you went to that one willingly, so it's different, right? I just arrived here before I knew it. Then this is like the Magoya, the place that appears to lost travellers, and you are here. Sorry, Rin, you're like the master. It's not like I'm saying a spirit or monster, you know. I know I meant that an example. I still don't understand the conditions of how I meant to come here. I might end the video in a sec, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I am kind of curious about where it's going to go. I think I am actually going to keep playing this game, to be fair, because as I say, I do kind of want to know where the story is going. I don't know how long it is. But you know, it's there, and it's quite fun. It's quite interesting, and it seems pretty well made. So there we go. I'll end the video here actually, because you know, knowing my luck, it's probably like another half an hour. I want to get to the next chapter, but you know. Anyway, that was Aim No Marginal, Rain Marginal. Thanks for watching me, boys. It's an important time, and bye.